Hello everyone, welcome back, JavaMentor.net here, and in today's video we will learn about set interface and HashSet class. Make sure that you remember properly how hashing works and what hashcode and equals methods are doing. We learned about that in the few of the previous tutorials. That's very important because this HashSet class works exactly using those equals and hashcode methods. Okay, let me start with the problem. I created one list and added three numbers. Take a note that two of them are the same. And I printed those numbers, I run the program, and as you can see, there are three numbers in the list. But the issue is that list interface allow duplicates. So if you add duplicate elements will be in the list. Let's see and try to find some interface and some class that doesn't allow duplicates. That's a set interface, which is in the same package as list interface, Java util package. Okay, we say we want integer, no duplicates, numbers equals new, and the class that implements set is called HashSet, which suggests that it's using hashing for something. We will see why. And in this set, let's try to add the same numbers. Set also has add method, so we will just add three numbers this way. And then we will try to print line what's inside, right? No duplicate numbers. We will delete this because we already know the result. And we will start our new program. And on our surprise, or no surprise, we have only distinct numbers in the set, so it doesn't matter that we added the same number twice, it's only preserved only once in the set. So how this works? For the primitives, like those ints, so primitive integers, it's fairly simple. Java compare those integers and just doesn't allow duplicates. But what about some objects? Let's say that we want no duplicate persons. Let's see what we will get. Well, obviously only one person is printed, and this is the string method of a person, and only one John is printed. So Java figured out somehow that those two are equal, right? Well, you might assume that Java is using equals method to distinguish the same or the different objects, yeah? And you're very close to the solution. But what's interesting is that this is called HashSet, so it has to do something with hash. So let's just try to create a bug intentionally, and I will go here in the hashcode method, so I will not touch equals method, it will work properly, but I will just screw up this hashcode method by introducing random number here. So every time hashcode is called, it will be a random number. That's using a static method random, which returns double, and that's a number between 0 and 1. And then, just to get some normal integer number, I will multiply that by 1000, and then that number I will cast it to integer, right? Because we need integer as a return value, right? Okay, let's start our program again. So, just to repeat, we are getting a random integer every time we call hashcode method. Run. And look at this. This time we got two elements in our set. And take a note that those two are still equal object if you try to call equals method. So it means that this hash set is using hash code for some reason. Under the hood, I mean. You see there are plenty of implementation here, how it worked, blah blah blah, but it uses hash code for something. And I'll tell you why is that. Can you imagine that you have 1 million elements inside the hash set and you want to add a new element? So your hash set needs to make sure that that hash set already doesn't contain that new element. So it will need to go from the first to the last element, O of n time complexity, and to check every element with equals method, right? Is the new element equals to first element in the set? It's not. Is the new element equals to the second element of the set? It's not. And well, that will be so slow insertion to this data, right? It will work, but it will be so slow. So instead of that, this hash set is using hash code method. So we'll just delete this. Now we have a proper hash code method. What's going on here? Okay, for the purpose of explaining this, I will just create one array here, array of persons, and we can imagine this array of persons that this array is under the hood, and that this is how really hash set works. Just you don't need to do this manually, but hash set is doing this for you. So array of persons, and we want to add first person. We are trying to add new person here, right? So our hash set calculates the hash code of the person. Let's say the hash code of the person is 15. So our hash set is trying to add a new element in this fashion. Array of persons equals to person. Now this is a very interesting moment. Okay, let's just, for the sake of clarity, create our array to have 100 elements. And if you remember correctly, if you instantiate array in this fashion, all elements of the array will be null at the beginning, because person is a class and this array will contain objects of type person. Okay, this moment is very instructive. Try to put person on this place. So if this was null before inserting the person, that means that no one before us tried to insert any person on this place, which means that there is no this person in the set already. Because if we have this person already in the set, well, that person will be on this place, right? On the other hand, if we find something here on this place before trying to put our person, well, you remember that two different persons can have the same hash code, right? So it might be that this person is not the same as this person, if we have something here before trying to add person. So to resolve that problem, we are comparing already sitting person on this place with the new person that we are trying to add using equals method. And that is the source of truth. Because if old person is the same with the new person, comparing them with equals, then don't add new person, because set doesn't allow duplicates. And if they are not equals, using equals method, then, well, hash set, instead of persons, you can add multiple persons on the same place. Add new person together with the old person on the same place. So, what happens when you want to retrieve your elements from the hash set? Remember, we are just showing this array. This is how HashSet works internally. We added some person to this place because this is the hash code of the person, and maybe there are multiple persons on the same place, and we want to fetch this person from the hash set. So we give this person to the hash set. HashSet calculates hash code, and then it goes, let's say it calculates hash code 15, it goes to this place in the hash set and try to fetch person from that place. If there is only one person on that place, that's it. Just retrieve that one person. But if there are multiple persons on the same place, then just compare the person that you're trying to retrieve from the set with all the persons on that certain place using the equals method. And only one of them will match, and then return that one. That's basically how hashing works. Very important to remember is that equals is really important in hashing. So, first you calculate the hash, then put element on that place. One place can contain multiple elements because multiple different objects can have the same hash code, but if you go to retrieve elements and you calculate the hash code, you go to one place, and if there are multiple elements on that one place, then you use equals to see which one match your element that you're trying to fetch. What is very important to realize regarding hashing is that when you are using hashing and you are inserting elements based on hashing, first element which you're trying to add may end up somewhere near the end of the set, the second element might end somewhere in the middle, the third one somewhere at the beginning, and so on and so on. So you don't have any guarantees that elements will preserve their order of insertion. So, which is very interesting because if you add elements in array list and you add 3 elements, their order will be preserved. They will appear in the order how you inserted them in the list. However, all data structures, including HashSet, which are working on hashing principle, cannot give you any kind of order because you don't know where elements will end up. So, other than not giving you duplicates, HashSet also does not allow you to have order. That's it. In the next video, let's learn about HashMap, which works on the same principle as HashSet. See you in the next video.